Welcome back again to another Ned's Declassified podcast. This is your host Kirk, along with my brother and the co-host slash. What do you want to? Are we both co-hosts? We're both co-hosts.
Yeah,
we're
both co-hosts.
So, but we got Jacob.
What's going on, guys? I hope you're having a very Ned-filled day, as we are.
It's only been Ned filled for the last bit of it, but it's been
20 minutes.
It's been very Ned. It was exceedingly Ned. This was a good episode. This was a fun episode. It was kind of a theme episode. But before we get into the episode, you want to do a little. What did you drink while we watched it here?
So I'm almost finished with it. It's basically San Pellegrino. They're like sparkling soda thing that they make. It's raspberry and lemon, and then I just put some gin in it. And a little bit more lemon juice to give it a little bit more of a lemony taste, and then mixed it up with some ice. It's pretty good.
That sounds pretty tasty.
And then I'm gonna be drinking after that because that's almost gone.
Yeah.
The Cigar City Frostproof Belgian style white.
That sounds interesting. Sounds nice.
Yeah.
I had like a kind of a riff on a Boulevardier, which is like a Negroni, except instead of gin, Campari, and sweet vermouth, it's bourbon, Campari, and sweet vermouth, and then I just kind of put it on with seltzer water, so it was kind of like a Boulevardier spritz sort of a thing, and that was good.
Okay.
It was nice. Now I got this white peach cooler from Swamp Head here in Gainesville.
Nice.
For some local.
Shout out Swamp Head.
Local Berliner Weissachsen. Weiss, whatever you want to say. But yeah,
nice.
Halloween themed episode, just in time for October.
Yes.
Finally.
Yep. If everything goes right, this will be put out still in the month of October.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Yeah. But yeah, like you were saying, both halves were pretty solid. They tie in together pretty well, Absolutely. I don't remember the second half at all. I don't remember that ever happening.
Oh yeah, like from like watching it like growing up, no recollection of that.
Yeah,
though
I don't remember.
Watching it reminded me of I don't know if you ever saw like the Rugrats Halloween specials where they're all Halloween versions of themselves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Had that kind of vibe. Yeah. Where it was just a surreal.
I like when shows do that. I like when there's a holiday special,
Jimmy Neutron as well
it's
did
always
one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always nice, too, when it's not just the Christmas special, when a show will do a Halloween special. That 70s show has some good ones.
Okay.
It's always nice.
Yeah, Halloween's a fun holiday.
Yeah.
Especially for a kid. And an adult.
Well, just like they talk about in the episode, there are different phases to your Halloweening.
That is true. It is true.
Phase 1, trick-or-treating. You get a lot of candy.
It's all about
Phase
candy.
2, you're too good for it, and you're more into pranks, I guess.
You're a bit of a ghoul. In the episode,
you're a goof off.
They show a very extreme example. I want to say it's more like a terrorist act than anything.
Well, the lady answers the door, and Billy and company blast her with silly string. She's just trying to hand out candy. That's fucked up.
Yeah, they accosted
Can you imagine
her.
that? That would be a terrible situation.
No. Yeah.
You're like, I'm trying to give stuff away for free here, and I'm being punished.
Yeah, by some young, like, angry men that are angry just for nothing.
By the youth.
For no reason.
And then phase 3 is 16 and up, they say, and it's when you start going to Halloween parties. That means boozing and cruising.
They're not quite there yet.
Right?
They're not quite there yet in this episode, right?
No, they're not.
I was almost...
They're in phase 2, what they say, even though like it seems like they don't want to pull any pranks.
At first, I thought that he was going to tease, and this was going to be where we're like, is this going to be where the party happens? Like that out-of-school party?
I thought so too. When they were saying that shit, I was like, oh shit, is he about to say he's in phase 3 or?
But they do have a Halloween party at the school. They do plan.
Yeah, but it's
a family-friendly Halloween party at the school.
Very family-friendly. It happens at 2 p.m.
It's like Mickey's Halloween party at the school.
Yeah, exactly.
But Cookie loves candy.
But
purely.
Yes, he is still phase 1. Unmoving phase 1.
Yes.
He won't have it any other way. Which I will say, when we were growing up, we were phase 1 until like what, we were 16 or something.
We never we went.
We
right
were never phase 2.
We went from 1 to 3, and then also yeah. There's like
never phase 2. I never pulled any of the ghoul pranks.
No.
When you're like sort of
We were too good of kids.
Yeah. Like every now and again we would do pranks in like Ked's neighborhood, but it was never during Halloween. It was just random. We were menaces for no reason.
Yeah, we would dang and dash or whatever they say. What is it called?
Yeah. And now you can't do it because everybody's got Ring cameras, so they'd fucking catch your ass in a second.
They're like, I saw you. Yeah. Principal Pal makes a return, which is appreciated. Was unexpected.
Yes, but okay, so this brings me to my theory. This is season 2. Period. This is season 2.
So you think that they look younger?
Thoughts?
Do you think that they look younger?
I think that Ned is for sure younger. His haircut's different. He's got longer hair. It's not the short, not as mop-headed as he was in the other episodes we've seen.
So you think they
we
shot
still
this
see different.
and like
I think it was shot earlier.
They were like,
and then they booted it.
We're gonna have a Halloween episode, but it didn't fit into season 1 or 2, rather season 2, and then they were like, let's bump it to
season 2. It's definitely not season 1, but there are some jokes also from the earlier seasons. It's like the Moe's trying to become friends with Susie.
You're right.
Susie and Ned are clearly not a thing in this thing. It's not even brought up at all.
You're right. That was the whole thing last episode.
Principal Pal is still alive, and he's the principal still.
He's like, I still got some power around here, and he's not senile.
Yeah.
He's pretty coherent.
Gordy is still in a love-hate relationship chasing the Weasel. These are things that are all... Well, these are season 2 things, my guy. None of this has been touched on in season 3.
Well, yeah, you're right, but I feel like the Weasel is an ongoing thing, so like that's not necessarily a defining, like, this is definitely season 2.
Not by itself, no. Not by itself, no.
The Susie dynamic, the Loomer dynamic, the Loomer Jennifer dynamic, the Loomer Mose,
yeah, that's the other one.
That whole dynamic.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
He's obsessed with Jennifer Moseley still.
Right. Which hasn't been really a thing since he's been in that relationship and then left the relationship with Susie.
They haven't touched that, yeah.
It's got to still be in his heart.
That's my theory. I think that the Nickelodeon executives have really fucked up this entire thing.
I think it's a valid theory, and based on, like you said, it's more than anything based on just what would make sense for the characters. They're very
the lore,
It's lore based, this theory.
Yeah, and once we get Daniel Curtis Lee on the podcast, we're going to ask him these questions. Like, what was going on?
This would be, like, very deep inside baseball.
Yeah, it'd be good, though.
Tell us about the air date.
Because I want to know. I assume... Dude, I've seen people commenting on our videos. They know more about this shit than we do. Like, so I think they would enjoy the inside baseball.
Oh, yeah. You guys got to hit them up. But, like, we're talking about air date versus shooting date. Like...
Yeah.
Drama with the executives. We know it's all about the big wigs. The big wigs got to push. They're like, we need a Halloween episode actually next season. So,
so get with it. Actually, we're gonna fuck your plans.
But Principal Pal basically, he's like, why are you guys being such like freaking losers? Let's have a Halloween party. You guys are losing the Halloween spirit. He's very much a beacon for Halloween spirit. And
yes. And at first, very playful, very, he just wants to be kind of goofy.
The whole time
scary.
he's playful.
He still wants to get them. He becomes less playful.
You think he grows sinister?
Well, he kind of fucking traumatizes some kids in the making, no?
He fakes his death, and he does, therefore...
He fakes his death.
Make a lot of children think that they've seen a dead body.
Yeah. So they make a Halloween party. They're tasked with it by Principal Pal, and they end up recruiting Krubs and Gordy to be able to help them. There's a montage in the middle, blah blah blah, and then so they make this Halloween tunnel, and there's a bunch of levers like a circus ride, and they're wailing on the levers as Principal Pal makes his first journey through. And before he goes in, he says, "This is gonna be great. I'm allergic to strobe lights." So
he said, "I'm allergic to them."
He says, "I'm allergic to them." Because I guess they didn't want to they didn't want to like full on like make it like an insensitive epilepsy joke, even though they kind of did.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, he's
because
definitely
he goes in there and dies essentially.
He's gonna seize up. But that was his.
And then it becomes Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes, it sets him up for a perfect Weekend at Bernie's, which I still haven't seen that movie or the sequel.
Oh, you haven't seen Weekend at Bernie's? Dude, it's so good. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was. I haven't seen the sequels, but the first one actually slaps. It's like really funny.
Okay. When did you watch it? Did you watch it recently?
I watched it like last year.
That's
like
pretty
during
recently.
quarantine. We watched it randomly. Yeah.
Okay.
Relatively recently.
Nice. Yeah. He's even got he's got sunglasses on. They're trying to make it seem like
he's got the glasses, yeah. At one point, they walk him down the hallway, and their limbs are like tied to his, so he's like walking and waving and stuff. He's waving to the kids because all the kids see him on the ground at one point when he flies off of. He's in like a wheelbarrow or something, right? He's in something that Krubs and Gordy are pushing around.
Yeah.
And he flies down the stairs and launches into the science class.
Oh, he's on a cart.
Where
they
the
have
gang
him on
is
like
at.
so it's like they're taking him to the morgue of the school. They've got him on like a like a food cart.
You'd think the school wouldn't have a morgue, you know?
It's a Halloween episode. And like you said, he gets like launched off of it and slides on the floor. He slides right into the room, which is where Ned, Mose, and Cook are in Sweeney's classroom. They're doing like an experiment.
Yeah, they're learning about weather systems or something.
Aquifers or something.
Some sort of thing. There was a whole drawn diagram in chalk, mind you. Yeah. So that took some time. That made some horrible sounds, I'm sure.
Gordy was like, I'm not wiping any spooky ass. Like, if anybody shits themselves, I'm not cleaning that up.
He said like, I'm not cleaning any doo-doo in the pants or something like that.
It was something
something
like
really
that.
horrible. It's something that you just wouldn't want to hear.
It's like
something that doesn't feel good to the ears.
It's like, okay, Gordy, thanks.
It's like, fuck, Gordy, why did you even I bet you he ad-libbed that. They didn't even write that.
Yeah, that's probably true. I think he does improvise a lot. And I noticed that when they're set up for the party, this is kind of backtracking a little bit. There's a little song that plays. It's like the Monster Mash song, but it's not the Monster Mash song. It's the Monster Bash. Yeah. It was a very scary bash, the song says.
Yeah. It's the same beat and everything.
It's very, very similar.
They just changed some of the words.
They got it legally as close as you can get without copyright.
As close as you could. I guess you could consider it parody, maybe?
True. Tribute. It's an homage.
It's an homage. They're a cover band.
Yeah. But they really decked the gym out. They have the whole gym as the backdrop for the Halloween party, and they really impressively.
It was amazing. For I think
it took them 20 minutes.
It took them no time at all, and it's decorations. You got to be on a ladder to set some of this shit up.
I mean,
they also say that they use the entire art budget.
The entire art budget, and you got to go multiple trips to Joann's, Michael's. There's a lot of little things hanging up, like
the Spirit Halloween. You got to find like 3 or 4
Spirit
of those
Halloween.
locations.
Remember going there? We would go there.
They still exist. They pop up every time you see an abandoned store. That's gonna become a Spirit Halloween.
It's true. Anything like a Tuesday morning that used to that like went out of business.
Yeah, or like it used to be a Kmart or a Circuit City, and now it's a Spirit Halloween once a year.
Yeah. You go there, you get some fake blood. You're like, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna do something.
Yeah.
With this. I'm gonna make a movie.
You blasted on someone.
I don't know if have we addressed like the character, like Ned is a Dracula, and
Ned's Dracula. For sure. And Mose is a ghost. She just has a sheet on.
She's a Charlie Brown style ghost, exactly.
And Cook is what did he call himself? He's a werewolf, but he's
werewolfy.
Because he's in the mascot costume.
Werewolfy.
Werewolfy, right. That's good.
Yeah.
That's very good. And that translates to the next episode, by the way. The next half, they are those but real, because it becomes like a spooky universe as like a spoiler for the next half.
Yes. Pal calls Cook a young lady at one point. He misgenders.
Yeah,
Cook.
he also refers to all 3 of them as boys.
Yeah.
I think that's his thing, though. Doesn't he always get Moses' gender incorrect?
He has done that. I
He
think.
always calls her a boy.
I think he does it to everybody.
In the one other episode he was in, I say always. He's in like one other episode.
Yeah, he really
Which is a
is,
good one, where he's like a World War I vet.
That was a good one. They really use him judiciously. They don't overpower it up.
They don't use him a lot.
Maybe that's
They could. I'd be down for more Pal. If the 2 Pal episodes we've had so far have been pretty solid.
maybe that's why they brought him back, because it's been a while.
I still stand by my theory that this was in the vault and they used it in season 3.
I think it's a very cogent theory.
Yeah.
There's a lot of evidence.
I think they
behind it.
held it over. They're like, we got another season we could pad this into.
Coconut Head is dressed up like Pinocchio. He's got like the Shrek little Pinocchio hat, you know?
He is a little
Dutch
a
boy.
little Holland boy or something. I'm not 100% sure what the costume is because I didn't see him with the prosthetic nose to be able to say he is in fact
That's
Pinocchio.
true. He didn't have a prosthetic nose. We weren't sure at first when Pal is killed. We were like, is he actually dead? Did you think that there was
I
a
did
chance?
actually think he was dead at first. I thought he was dead.
Yeah. And then we were like, is it homicide or is it a natural cause of death? Like,
I thought it could have been manslaughter because they were handling those levers pretty poorly. I think that, there was some malpractice there.
they set him up for failure. Heart failure.
Well, they threw it on Max. He's an old man. They threw it on Max. Come on.
yeah, you
don't
can't do
throw
that.
that on
You don't
Max.
do that.
You don't do that.
Pal played the ultimate trick on everybody. Like we said, he's faked his death. I don't know if we said that yet, but
Gotcha.
yeah.
He
He springs.
got him good.
Turns out he doesn't have a pulse.
Which was pretty funny of a joke. They're
like-
like, but your heart wasn't beating. I have a chest plate, but you had no pulse. I don't have a pulse. That's his answer to that. Not like you guys don't know how to find it. He just doesn't have one in general.
Right.
Which is
exactly.
funny.
Yeah,
I think it could have been kind of interesting, too, if he just was, in fact, dead. They killed him.
Yeah, because they start talking like Krubs is like, all right, we got to get our story straight. Let's blame it on Cookie.
Yeah, it becomes incredibly dark. Yo, yeah, he does say, that was Cookie's fault, right?
It was Cookie's idea to put him in the haunted house or something. Yeah. But the whole thing was a prank.
Yeah.
It was to get everybody back into the spirit of being trick-or-treat Halloween-y. Ooh, no, who knows what's going to happen. Kind of more like an April Fool's Day joke, but I guess Halloween is the other joke prank holiday.
It's a part of because it's a part of the trick, trick or treat. He
Yeah.
picked trick in this case,
Yeah.
Most people don't pick trick, honestly, Most people are going to pick treat.
I think that's
I know
true.
I would.
I think that's true, but some people do pick trick.
Those are bastards. If you're out there tricking like in a way where it's causing vandalism, I'm pissed.
Yeah, you're out there just causing straight up mayhem. Mayhem.
Like that thing they always do in TV shows where like the older kids like straight up torture just smaller kids.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know if
always
you've
so
seen
crazy.
TV shows where yeah, I feel like they didn't. Did they do it in Hey Arnold? They definitely did it in Bob's Burgers because we like just watched that episode.
I feel like my name is Ginger. I feel like had that happening going on.
That is a good shout.
Anytime
My name
there's-
is Ginger. Stay tuned for the Patreon only. My name
We're gonna
is
have to
Ginger
find out where to watch it.
podcast.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist anywhere. You're gonna have to torrent it.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not My Name is Ginger. It's As Told,
As
by,
Told
Ginger.
by
That's what it
Ginger.
is. I was like, that doesn't sound right. It's As Told by
That's
Ginger.
totally not right. Yeah, you got it. Of course, corrected.
Yeah.
But Loomer saw himself as being born after he's gone through the haunted house. It's a very traumatizing haunted house, apparently.
That'd be horrible. Yeah, I don't. That's so. Why do people film births? Like that just gets me thinking. Like, why would you ever want to watch that again? Because they're always getting angles of like just the actual like breach.
That must be medical footage. That's not for anyone's personal stash.
People are doing it. People do it. I think people do it.
Vaginal shot? That's extreme.
He's like, let me get in here.
Yeah, you hire a photographer.
Maybe people don't do it as often. I don't know.
It's
We
the
didn't have
same-
any home
it's the
movies. I
same
assume people
photographer
did.
that shot your wedding. You hire again.
You're here for all my life events.
Yeah, how could I go with anyone else? Do you
That'd be good.
have a rating in mind for this half? At this point, like,
Okay, so I think that I am gonna go, and I feel okay about this rating. I'm not 100% rock solid on this rating. I'm gonna go 7.75. I just
Damn.
bumped it up there in that split second. I was gonna do 7.5, couldn't do it. 7.75. I don't think it's quite an 8. I think it's very close. I think this is the first, not like half a rating I've done where it's like an even worse fraction.
as you were talking, I wrote mine. I wrote 7.5, 7.5 is what I have. So it's pretty close.
Okay. Damn.
We have a pretty similar
Yeah,
feeling. I think what you look for and what I look for in a net app is pretty similar. You know, we're looking for the same sort of.
I think it usually is, yeah. Our ratings are almost always the same.
Even if like
You know.
one half is better than the other, like it's pretty consistent. But we
Yeah.
can go right on. I guess.
So the
to
next half,
Yeah.
I didn't get the full title. I got Vampires, Ghosts, Werewolves. Was there more to that?
Yeah, I don't know. It was like vampires, ghosts, werewolves,
Zombies, maybe?
Zombies.
I don't know.
Zombies might be thrown in there.
Because those were the 4 groups at the school. Although I don't know if it was ghosts. Was it ghosts or ghouls? Because I feel like Mose called herself a ghoul.
Is that why she's green?
Or was it, maybe I was just seeing her as a ghoul because she was green. Like I was thinking of like Charlie Kelly being like little green ghouls. You know?
She reminded me of like, this is the episode where everybody.
Did you see that he's gonna be Luigi? By the way, did you see that?
No. Who's being Mario?
Yeah, they're making a Mario. Chris Pratt.
Okay. What? Okay. I guess.
You didn't see this? Everybody was saying that Danny DeVito should have been Bowser or Mario.
Danny DeVito should have been
He's not
Mario.
in it, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's funny.
Sorry,
though.
that just it reminded me. I think he's gonna be funny in it. Hopefully, I mean he's always funny.
No, yeah, that's cool. They're very similar, like build guys to be like. I feel like is it live action or is it anything?
No, it's voiced. It's not live action.
Oh, God.
It's not
Okay.
like the 1990s or whenever that was.
That was
movie.
weird. It was
Yeah, no.
okay.
I gotta
But
watch that still sometime. I'm kind of intrigued by it. Not
No.
gonna lie.
Oh, I agree. I haven't seen the whole thing, and I agree.
It looks like it's like semi-dark.
It
Like
looks
it's kind
weird.
of weird.
Yeah, it does look weird. The 90s was a weird
But to
time.
get back onto the Ned track,
Big
for all
B-
you people that aren't into that.
Yeah, so everybody is a real life, if you want to call it, version. Like, you know, it's like a bizarro universe.
It's like the Munsters.
It's like, yeah, that's true. Or the Jimmy
That's what
Neutron.
I got from it because Ned looks like a little baby boy vampire. He looks like such a little child boy.
He does. He's got the slick back hair, just like the little monster
Yeah.
child.
His skin is as smooth and as clean as a baby boy who hasn't gone through puberty yet.
Yeah, man. Remember how smooth skin used to be? Your own skin?
Yeah, that was decades ago. Now I'm porous.
Yeah. But Ned turns into a goat, basically first thing, like the first thing that happens in the episode. And then Big B's like, no.
Yeah.
Or Sweeney's like, you're supposed to be a bat, Ned. It's, you're a vampire.
Yeah. He's taking the BATs.
Apparently he's just a
instead of the
shapeshifter.
SATs. Oh, yeah, he is. Because he turns into...
A goat, a bunny, a bat.
Right, the first one was a goat. I was trying to remember what the first one was.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up. Kind of satanic that he turned into a goat. Interesting.
Well, we're pretty sure Sweeney is Satan or just a demon of some sort.
He was a demon, for sure. He was the only one that broke the mold there and was, like, not one of the main 4. You know, he was like a straight demon.
Yeah, because he like says
He had the
something.
glowing eyes,
Yeah, his eyes glow.
you know?
Yeah. I got the
A la
Lumerstein.
Star Wars Episode
Lumerstein.
3.
That was another one because that's a different one because he's actually Frankenstein. So that's a different like form of ghoul.
Oh,
to be.
true. Yeah, what do they call him?
Lumerstein.
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 Which, you know, that's pretty good. Yeah. He's misunderstood the entire time. just like in the movie Frankenstein, which is I think
Apropos.
poetic.
Yeah.
I think I think that's perfect. I think I mean, well done to the writers. Can we say well done?
Well, yeah, because he's like, basically the whole time.
Because I feel like as a kid watching it, you wouldn't get it.
If you hadn't seen
you'd
the
be
movie
like,
Frankenstein, that's true.
What?
Which most children haven't seen, though they know about.
Most
Frankenstein.
children are not watching a black and white movie, especially from like the fucking 30s or whenever that came out.
It is true because it's funny because like I knew about, and I'm sure you did as well, and everybody does. Like everybody knows about Frankenstein and has seen it pop culturally, but it's like,
Yeah, I really didn't know much or anything about those old Universal horror icons though until I started watching like the Cinemassacre, like Monster Madness, and then watched the movies myself. I didn't know shit about them. I knew they existed in like the universe.
Yeah. In like New York, we used to go to this place, Lake George, and there was like a plate, like it was like a touristy area, and there would be like a haunted house type of place, and there was a dude out front dressed up like Frankenstein. I used to be terrified of this man.
Was it like super like? It was a great costume.
It was a good costume, but he would just take pictures of people.
Was he a big ass guy?
Yeah, it seemed. I mean, I was a small kid, obviously.
Like enormous.
Seemed to be huge.
You were like, holy shit!
That's for sure not a human monster. That's a man made of dead people.
That's a fucking abomination.
But like another thing to tie this into season 2 is Mose is looking for friends of her own kind. In this case, ghosts.
Yeah. Specifically, Susie.
Well, she has her eyes set on, Susie. Lisa.
The only thing that was
actually,
season 3-ish was Lisa. She didn't have her glasses on.
You're right.
Because that was season 3. That's straight up season 3. But was it just because she was in costume?
She was a zombie.
These are my questions. These are my fucking questions.
Because what Ned suggests, some of the tips in the episode is like, are you a ghost looking for friends? Find a zombie. They're already half dead. You can just fucking finish the job. He's like, damn, that's hardcore. You gotta.
She should have told Ned to fuck off in that instance.
You gotta blast their head off and make them dead like you are.
I feel like. I mean, I don't understand exactly what she's looking for. Why does she need them to be ghouls? She's clearly already friends with these other creatures.
She must just have a hard time relating.
What exactly is the issue here?
It's just like maybe she just feels isolated in a way she can't explain. No one else can walk through the walls.
I think her plot line is the one that makes no sense. I think we could say that, I think.
Yeah, they just kind of tried to shoehorn it in there, right?
Yeah, they were like, all right, what the fuck can we do with Mose? Oh, right, Mose has no friends. We've done that plot line before. Let's fucking rehash that shit.
We get into some Gordy. Gordy's a zombie. There's a lot of zombies walking around. Gordy's a zombie.
He's a pretty good zombie. His gags are very good, I will say.
Yeah, his is the most fleshed out, for sure.
He's constantly losing limbs.
Yeah.
At one point, during the montage, he jumps to try to reach the weasel, and he shatters into 1,000 pieces.
So it's an overhead shot. You're looking down at the basketball court. You see the circle.
And the weasel's there.
Dead center. The weasel's there. The weasel runs off. He runs into it. I don't know how they did this, but it's like bowling pins. Or his body parts are like, they just explode everywhere. His limbs.
It was amazing. We had to rewind to watch it again.
Yeah, that was a rewind point for sure.
I mean, imagine watching that on live TV for the first time. You just feel like, what the
Such
fuck
a good
is
gag.
going on? This guy shattered into 1,000 pieces. I love too that their CG always looks like so bad. It makes it 100 times better when it doesn't look that good. It looks like so untextured.
Yeah, that was CG, right?
Yeah. There were almost no textures. It was so smooth.
They were like circles that flew out.
Yeah, it was like ovals that
they looked like bowling pins.
Off.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Krubbs says he's going to go off to the teacher's lounge. Krubbs is a Dracula in this episode.
Well, he calls it something. I think he says the creature's lounge, right?
Yeah, the creature's lounge. I'm sorry. Did I say? Yeah, that was the joke. He says. So he says, "I'm going to the creature's lounge."
There's a lot of those good little word trick jokes, you know?
Yeah, so he's a vampire. He's got this little bat, Carl. I don't remember why, but Gordy and Ned decide they're going to kidnap Carl.
Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure either. I think it's because Ned is trying to find another bat to maybe teach him how to fly to pass his BATs. I think.
Or like he's going to like just like pretend the bat is him and send the bat on a mission.
Maybe. We had to have missed something.
We missed
because like we when we saw
dialogue.
them going to do this, we were like what the fuck are they doing? Why are they
Because they are in
fucking
the
with
vents.
Krubs?
They go in the vents and they go over Krub's office.
Yep.
They go down into his office and they like steal the bat. The bat's in like a bird cage.
Yeah.
Ned's reading a book at some point that says how to ace your BATS, like it's the ACTs, BATS.
Yeah. Or the SATs.
SATs. Depends on what kind of person you are.
Yeah, I think most people take both, right? I took both. They sucked. Both of them were a nightmare.
Yeah. There's a good bat transformation. The bat practical effects, it's a little bat, thing that's someone's flapping around when Ned transforms finally into a bat. He finally is able to transform into a bat.
They make his voice smaller.
Yeah,
he did a little like that. Fuck off voice,
So he can be he finally can be a bat, but he doesn't know how to fly. So he's flying into shit, classic. It's very...
Yeah, he's flying like he's fucking drunk.
Yeah, he flies into someone's food and they like beat him.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of him. Maybe he just needed like a little bit of blood, a little bit of blood.
He might have
Maybe
been...
that would get him to fly straight.
Maybe he was dehydrated.
Maybe. Something.
Anemic.
I don't understand why he wouldn't be able to fly, He is a bat. Like, what exactly is the...
I don't know why it's different than walking.
What's the lore? What's the lore behind it? Like, once you turn into a bat, do you not just know how to do all things bats can do? Are you a human brain inside of a bat still? Like, are you just completely like, what the fuck?
It's a good question. I don't know. We don't ever really get... It's not fleshed out enough, I would say.
It's not fleshed out at all, some would say. Like, can he do that like the echo, like, shit that bats do?
Yeah,
because they're blind as shit, right?
Yeah.
These are the questions I have. They're unanswered. Maybe if we ever get Daniel Curtis Lee on, he'll tell us.
They do the hoo-hoo! That song.
Yeah, the same song that they've done in the past. It's a great song. I don't blame them for using it again.
Yeah. During the time when Mose is trying to kill and assemble a new, or get a new ghost friend, she's trying to murder Susie. That's her goal. She's trying to kill zombie Susie.
Murder Susie. Susie has no lines in this episode, mind you. She's only just seen. She's just seen.
It's weird. She's dressed like a bride, too, and she's not that zombified.
No. Yeah, she's an undead bride, though, for sure, yeah.
So, yeah, Moses throwing spears at her. She's throwing axes at her.
Yes. All to no avail.
At some point,
she sets up the wrong locker with a booby trap.
Oh, who's locker?
Kills Corley.
Oh, that was... Oh, shit.
It was Corley.
So she killed Corley, okay. Because she killed...
Yeah, she kills Corley on accident.
She shoots Lumerstein through the head with an arrow.
Right through the head.
It doesn't change anything about him. He's the same person after that, so...
He's the same monster he was before. Unchanged.
Yeah. Krubs comes at Ned with a voodoo doll at some point, and then Gordy, limbless, he doesn't have arms at this point, in his mouth presents Ned with a voodoo doll of Krubs, and they have a voodoo doll contest like...
Oh, yeah. This is where he has a great line, too. He says, "Easy, Krubs, I'm unarmed," because he just has no arms.
Yeah, they keep falling off. This was after he's put his legs back on after exploding on the gym room floor. Diving after
I don't know how he did that. I don't know how he's getting his limbs back ever.
Over and over and over again throughout the episode, his arms are falling off.
Maybe he's just getting someone to like stitch him back on, because I think zombies, as long as it's kind of on there, they can use it,
It's like
that's the zombie lore.
Yeah, it's like Sally from A Nightmare Before Christmas. He has to connect the arms back on.
Nice.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I think that's the I think that's her
So they're just torturing each other with these dolls.
name. Yeah.
So there's a lot of physical comedy. It lasts for
That was
about a
good.
minute. It's a long scene.
Yeah,
It's a
just
long scene.
like reaction shots of Krubs like being this,
Quick cuts.
because Ned is tweaking, and then Gordy's tweaking the Ned doll, which it's a little inappropriate, but it's a little fucked up at the end of the day.
Okay, so and then the Cookie plot line is basically
He's
being chased by Lumerstein, and he cannot become a werewolf because there's no full moon.
He's just got werewolf hands.
Yeah, which that doesn't make any sense because that's not how werewolves work.
Not in any other.
At least to my knowledge, they're usually full human and then they become full werewolf, right?
That's what happens.
Generally.
Historically.
I haven't seen very many werewolf movies though, or any. I don't think I've ever seen a werewolf movie. I'm trying to think.
You haven't seen The Werewolf?
No.
Oh
no, wait. I've seen the one with
An American Werewolf in London?
I've seen like
you haven't seen that movie?
You keep going. No, I haven't seen the American Werewolf in London.
That's crazy.
I need to.
Yeah, that's a good one. Werewolves.
You keep going. I'm trying to find the one werewolf movie I've seen.
There was a pamphlet like where you see all those pamphlets as if you were in a travel place, and it was like travel pamphlets, but it was school study guides. You see study guides. That's another pamphlet thing. It was like blood, bat practice. I don't know why Ned wasn't just reading the bat practice pamphlet. He was reading the BATS book, which I don't know if it helped him though, but
didn't help him for shit.
Besides that, I mean, Quirly pops up as a ghost. Mose is like, oh great, Quirly Ghost is here. I guess I'm gonna have to hang out with him now. I don't know if that means that she's relegated to an afterlife of only being friends with Quirly and no one else.
I hope not, because that sounds like a fucking nightmare.
For some reason, they're the only two ghosts in the school. There's a lot of zombies.
Yeah, I don't understand where all the other ghouls are,
I don't think we saw any other werewolves either.
We didn't. No, most people are either a zombie or a vampire for whatever reason.
There was a good scene where, Cookie comes to Ned and he's like, I'm like being chased by, like, look, and you see Loomer coming down the hall, and Ned's like, he's so slow. But you just got to keip running from him. I don't know. After that,
he's like,
Cookie was like, but
he even makes a joke. He's like, he's so slow. How is he even catching up?
Yeah, but
the Wolf Man. That's what it's called. I've seen the Wolf Man from 2010. Sorry, this took me so long to find.
The one with Benicio del Toro. Yeah.
Yeah, Benicio del Toro. That's who I ended up having to look up. I just had to go to his IMDb and scroll down. It's got a 5.8 out of 10.
It's not. It's not.
I don't remember it being great. I remember it being almost entirely forgettable. Honestly, it's got Anthony Hopkins in it apparently too, and Emily Blunt. So, that's the one I've seen. So now I'm back to fully paying attention.
That's crazy. No, yeah, there's definitely better werewolf movies than that in the world.
Yeah, I need to still see like the classic, like Universal ones.
Yeah, it's crazy that you haven't.
And then I need to see obviously An American Werewolf in London. Like that's like the classic. That's the one people are like, you gotta see it. I don't know how I've dodged it, honestly.
But yeah, I thought you would have seen it during the time when you were watching all the other '80s horror movies.
Yeah, no, I missed it. I've missed it, unfortunately.
Talked about the panels.
I'm not alone though. All right, shout out Show Me Something, where I show Trevor and Will constantly movies that everyone else has seen in the world and they've never seen them.
True. Yeah, I could. There's gonna be a Halloween episode of that coming up too, I'm sure.
Yep,
Hopefully.
stay tuned. Last year I showed them Halloween and they both hated it. So I don't know how that works.
I wasn't there to back you up either that time, I don't think.
The original Halloween, one of my favorite movies of all time. Not even just being horror movies. It's just one of my favorite movies of all time. They fucking hated it.
I like it.
It's great.
But
you know.
Cookie's ultimately like, I can't beat Loomer unless I can become a full strong werewolf, and I can't become a full strong werewolf unless I see a full moon. And Ned is like, I got you.
Moon.
And Ned is like, go over there and just wait. And he's like, he sets it up. He's like, hold, and then he's like, all right. And
Yeah,
then
why does he make him hold for so long?
I don't fucking know, to be dramatic. And then he shows his ass. He shows his ass
Oh!
hole.
Yeah.
He gapes his asshole.
He says hole afterwards.
Hole. Yeah. But he,
he
he
spreads
moons him.
cheek.
Yeah, he moons Cook, and Cook werewolfs
Lets out a wicked fart.
He farts at him.
He should have. Yeah, so basically he moons him, and it's a real moon apparently. I didn't remember that happening, but I made the joke that it was going to happen, and then Kirk was like, "That's for sure going to happen."
Yeah, I knew it was going to happen as soon as Ned was like, "Hold on, I got an idea." Like,
yeah, Ned, that fucking mop-headed trickster,
like they're going to do a butt joke, which is all it is.
Him, I will say, Cookie as a werewolf was pretty badass.
He's got a real big chest. He's very top heavy. He's V-shaped.
He's fucking jacked.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
well, yeah. He did. I mean, the leg day wasn't there, unfortunately. He's V-shaped as a motherfucker,
Yeah.
They deepen his voice too when he's a wolf, which is nice.
Yeah.
And he walks off afterwards because Billy just wanted the text. He just wanted his fucking notes, his geography notes. Come on, let the man borrow some notes.
And he was like, "Why didn't you ask for it?"
Yeah, it's because he can't fucking talk. He's Frankenstein, Cookie.
He's Frankenstein.
Damn.
Plus, he's got an arrow in his head.
Yeah, he can't fucking think straight. Imagine being Loomerstein, being in Loomerstein's shoes.
You're just trying to study geography.
Yeah, you're just trying to live your life.
You can't speak a word of English.
Oh, and there's also a joke that Gordy makes where he's like, because he sets up a TNT trap.
Dynamite.
And he makes a joke about the day guy cleaning up the mess because usually it's the night guy. So there's a pretty good, nice little role reversal joke there.
Yeah, Gordy sets up
upside down that they're living in.
He sets up a dynamite trap to catch the weasel. Ultimately, right? So he's the weasel's
idiotic, terrible trap.
And I'll tell you, the weasel's a vampire in this universe. The weasel is a vampire.
We also don't see the weasel actually die. We do not see the weasel ghost. Nothing. The weasel, as far as I know, escaped.
That's a good point because what basically happens is they blow up the whole school. So everyone dies.
Everyone's... But we don't see a ghost weasel.
We don't see a ghost weasel, but we see ghost versions of a lot of other people.
Of the gang, and Sweeney.
And then I think a dark joke, maybe, I don't know if it was supposed, but Cookie says, wow, TNT really does solve all the problems. They're just all dead. It's pretty funny.
It is fucked up. And then Ned wakes up from like a candy coma, and he gives the last tip of the episode. Too much candy can give you nightmares.
It was all a dream.
Heard that
He used to read Word Up magazine.
Nice. I will say that's not a Harbor Boy endorsement. I think you can have the candy and not have nightmares.
I mean, I think more than anything, you're gonna have stomach issues. Like it's gonna hurt your belly if you have too much candy.
Yeah, you're gonna throw up for sure if you have too much candy. But nightmares?
You might have trouble sleeping. You might be a little hyperactive if it's too much sugar.
Well, you will not fall asleep.
But yeah, he goes like, you have nightmares. I don't know if that's. Yeah, I don't know if I can.
Well, I think it's one of his. I think it's one of his theories again that he's throwing it as a tip.
It's one of his shits that he's thrown against the wall and sees if it sticks.
Yeah, we learned that last episode. His shit theories that he has before they become official tips.
I'm working on it. He's got to prove it out. He's got to do multiple tests. Like there's some amount of objectivity, but I don't think he does peer reviews.
You'd think Sweeney would look at some of this though and be like,
"You gotta get this peer reviewed, Ned."
But you'd think he would see this and be like, "You're one or two little tweaks away from using the scientific method most of the time, Ned."
You're onto something here.
He's like, "You're doing God's work. This little booklet you've got."
Yeah, you're helping these kids through their awkward years.
Exactly. So what do you give this half out of 10 weasels?
I want to give it a for sheer creativity and like, you know, the uniqueness of the episode, I feel like I want to give it a little better than last time. I'm gonna go 8.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's more just because it was unexpected, but that's what I've written down.
I am going the same exact thing. It is an 8 out of 10 episode. And it's for just that. It's just the episode was... I didn't expect it, you know? And it was extremely creative. It was nice that it's the show, like, I feel like the writers, they do so many interesting things. Like, they really do not, they don't stick to one mold. They're like, let's constantly do these weird fucking episodes. Like before, when they did the James Bond episode and shit like that, and then they're doing this episode, it's like, there's so many interesting little bottle episodes that they have that are, it's just nice. It's fun. It breaks up the monotony of like the day to day. Like when we get these fucking episodes, a couple episodes back, when it was like, what is this? It was like clearly a filler. It was like dog shit. You know, it's nice to have these where it breaks it up. You know,
it does. It does break it up, and it makes it feel like, you know, they're not taking it. They're having more fun with it. They're having more free flowing. You know, with the.
It makes it feel like there's more heart in it. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like. You know, I don't like. I guess to compare it to the other show that we've done, that the podcast has been done on, Drake and Josh. There's less of those bottle episodes in Drake and Josh, and the ones that are bottle episodes, they're less extreme bottle. They're less like fantastic in the way that the Neds.
Yeah, no, not nearly, but that's because there's different creators involved.
It's a different vibe.
So it's like Schneider
totally
versus who's the creator for this one again? Fuck.
Scott Fellows.
Scott Fellows, thank you. Schneider versus Fellows. So it's like, you know,
you
can always tell when a show is a Schneider show, basically.
Yeah.
You know, whether you take that as a good thing or a bad thing, you can always tell when it's a Schneider show.
That's very true. Yeah, no, I think it's a return to form like the last episode.
Yeah.
Looking forward to
I'm glad we watched it. This one was very good. It was a lot of fun. It fits perfectly into our October lineup, so guys, look out for more spooky episodes. There's going to be a few of them, just as like a little bit thrown out there, you know.
Yeah, so you know, follow us on now Spotify podcasts.
We are on Spotify, so all you Android users out there, or people that just hate the Apple Podcast app because it's dog shit terrible, you know, you can use Spotify now.
Yeah. And as always,
I don't know why it took us so long, but we're there.
If you prefer watching a video podcast, a lot of people like that.
Yep.
We're on there. But
I like it. It's nice.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, we'll catch you guys for the next Ned pod.
Stay Ned.
Hopefully it's just as spooky.
Probably a little less spooky.
Definitely less spooky.
It's in the